our Team Liquid player up at the top right. The red Protoss down a game. Can he tie it up? He is.
Liquid Hero.
Liquid Hero. Looking a little bit nervous there in the booth. Chewing some gum. Saw that Byun was offered gum earlier. His opponent down here at the bottom left showing a unique strategy last game from the Team Prime. He is
Ghost King Prime.
Formerly known as Byun, gave a free win to Koka, giving him a Code A spot in a very controversial match in, well actually it may have been the other way around. I don't even remember, in fact, who gave the win. I think it was Koka, now that I think about it, because Koka had a Code S spot at the time. Gave the win to Byun, and Byun accepted that despite losing. And so as a result, he felt bad, and by apologizing, and in his way of apologizing, he forbade himself from playing in the GSL. And has not made as many appearances recently as Hero, but even so, the appearances he has made have been absolutely stunning. Right now we see Byun taking a gas again, playing against the Korean style. The Korean style of this matchup right now is very much so going for these early 1-racks expands, going into the 2 medevac +1 timing attack, but Byun transitioning into Siege Tank Marine play, something he really seems to be favoring here. And, you know, someone in the crowd actually has a sign, and we're probably going to see it in a second, and if we don't, I will tell you guys what it says, because I was actually wondering the same thing. Oh, look at that. That's a rare case. You can actually kill your opponent's scouting worker with your workers. They like to call that a citizen's arrest. Now, this is the sign I was talking about. Ghost King Prime loves Warhound, and the question is that the case? Is he trying to alter his playstyle based on the fact that in the beta of StarCraft 2 Heart of the Swarm, many people are foreseeing more mech play? That is a very good question that probably a lot of people are asking right now. But Byun not going factory tech this time, will be going for 2-racks play. 2-racks play very effective, despite the fact that it has fallen out of popularity. People felt the 1-racks expand transitions were much better. Look at the win rate by gameplay time here for Byun as well. You can see the longer the game goes on, the weaker he becomes in most cases. Over 25 minutes, he has a less than 50% win ratio on. But you can see in general, none of his win rates hover below 40%. All of them very strong. And look at this, eBay blocking the Nexus as well. This is actually something that we don't see very much these days, but it is very difficult to deal with as a Protoss. You don't have Zerlings to deal with this. Bunker goes up, denies the Zealot Scout. And actually, if I'm not mistaken, he has not seen this, and now he's going to see it, and this is going to be very frustrating because as a Protoss, it takes so long to kill that engineering bay, and he just sent his units across the map. So now he only has a probe attacking this, as his Stalker in the main base was denying the SCV, so his Nexus is going to be so late as a result of this. We do see the factory now going down for Byun as well, going for what I call the QXC style of 2-racks, going right into medevac harass ASAP, not getting a command center before medevacs. He will force the cancel there on the engineering bay. A lot of you guys wonder why the engineering bay, why not a depot or a bunker, especially considering you can salvage the bunker. Well, the answer is because the engineering bay is the fastest building Terran unit hit point for build time. So if you use it, yeah, it costs 125 minerals initially, but it builds so quickly that even if someone attacks you, you can get as many hit points out as possible. It goes up to, I believe, 825. I think he went up to about 790 before he used the halt command there, but you can actually get so much out of that. That forward pylon that went up to put some pressure on was scouted. He, in fact, canceled it. Now, he will see the Nexus with this SCV. Great scouting for Byun. He will not be able to see what's in the main base, and what is in the main base is in fact 3 gateways and a robo. Hero opting to go robo after gates this game, wants to put a little bit more pressure on his opponent before actually teching. Scouting. 3 Stalkers on their way. Because that pylon was cancelled, because the probe was killed, he does not have the ability to use warp ends offensively here. Back at home, robo on the way, as well as that forge. Now, the bunker is in play. Will he be able to actually figure out, this is actually genius. What Byun has shown leads him to believe that this is actually some sort of marine tank play with, you know, potentially Banshees as well. So back at home, Hero's probably thinking that. Now, obviously, yeah, it is still marine tank play, but it's not the type that you would expect. With the bunker there, it looks like Banshees are going to be in the mix. That's what it looks like. And right now, with the starport coming up, we may in fact see delayed Banshees, but combat shields are on the way. These Marines do already have stim, and Byun is doing a similar build with his siege tanks, and he has hidden every bit of what he's doing with how many Marines he has shown. Back at the natural, Hero chrono boosting out those probes as quickly as he can, getting that second observer out, the first observer now is en route, but he is very much so in the dark about what his opponent is doing, and that is the trade-off of getting the units first, getting those gateways up a little bit earlier. +1 armor is being chrono boosted out now for Hero. Combat shields on the way for Byun. He does not, however, have an engineering base, so his upgrades are going to be significantly behind the longer this game goes on. Oh, look at this, hiding the siege tanks. Beautiful by Byun. He shows only Marines. But I feel like Hero has a good idea of what's coming on, and as soon as he sees that many Marines, he immediately starts his robotic support bay. Back at home, the Observer will come into the main base. He cannot deny it. He cannot deny the Observer. The Observer sees everything, as well as the medevac production. A few SCVs being pulled with this as well. He sees those. 6 of them, in fact, in total right now. The army supply, 42 for Byun versus 26 for Hero. Will he have his Colossi out in time? Will he have the Immortals out in time? It's looking like the answer is going to be no. Byun is not going to wait here. Photon Cannon on the way for Hero. He is desperate right now. Yeah, he's ahead in supply. His worker count very far ahead, 45 to 29. But his bigger issue here is going to be this push. Rocks being destroyed. Some force fields going down, but he's actually going to lose some zealots in the process and a lot of force field energy. Oh, great siege tank shots. Hero is in trouble. The rocks are going down now. The army supply now 46 to 39. He cancels the second photon cannon. More zealots warping in, and +1 armor is done. He may be able to hold it after all, but it is not going to be easy. Buying some more time with force fields. He wants the Colossus out with the one Colossus he feels he can hold. Wants to use every bit of force field energy. Has to be so careful. He's taking siege tank fire here. The medevac's granting vision, and here we go. Ghost King has... He has +1, or he does not have +1. He has combat shields and stim. However, he is running into siege tank. Siege up. The cannon falls immediately. The Colossus. Where is it? It is not out in time. The pylon will fall. And the units of Hero are stuck on the ramp. The second photon cannon finishes. It will be targeted down. The probes are trapped here. The siege tanks in tank mode doing some extra damage. And man, oh man, is Hero in trouble now. He is on the ropes, bringing his Colossus down. The siege tank siege up. However, the Nexus is just a few shots away from falling. One more volley will do it. And the Nexus does fall. Hero on the ropes here, excuse me, at the top of his ramp with one Colossus, the second one on the way, as well as range. Bunker has to be canceled here by the Immortal. Ghost King has not won this game yet, but he is in a commanding position. Remember, he has no command center back at home, but he is starting to push through here with his siege tanks. He can start a command center whenever he wants to. Hero will have Colossi in range. He does have +1 armor, something that Ghost King does not and will not have without an engineering bay. The gateway is starting to fall. As such, Hero does start another gateway, but the elevator tactics, they have begun. Bringing Marines up closer to Hero's base, taking that gateway out. He's going to start to lose pylons as well. And when he loses pylons, he will lose his production. The Colossi want to come and pick off these Marines with range. If with perfect micro, he can do it. But he has to be careful of the siege tank fire. The Marines just serving as a threat here. Hero now completely supply blocked, 98 over 90. And this means that Byun is going to be producing units while he's not. He's lost power of a gateway as well. Targeting down a sentry now with a group of Marines. Does lose several Marines in the process, but he is going to kill this gateway. Remember that one gateway on the right side is unpowered as well. The siege tanks, they are holding strong. I'm looking at all of them. Each one of these siege tanks, all 4 of them with 2 kills apiece. But the damage done by these siege tanks is the most important part. There is even an SCV in the main base now. He can start bunkering. It looks like Hero decides it's time to go. The Zealots, though, are in the back. The Immortal tries to target down siege tanks. Is unsuccessful. Hero is pushed back. More Zealots falling here, and this may be the nail in the coffin. Ghost King is now going to be able to feel comfortable moving into the main base. More gates on the way for Hero. Another Immortal, but siege tanks are moving in. A bunker goes down in the main base. This is not looking good for Liquid fans. This is not looking good for Hero fans here, as Hero likely will fall in his first match against Byun. His core is going down, now down to 100 hit points. It falls. At this point, the Colossi target down the bunker. The Immortal goes in as well. The Zealots trying their best, but there's no answer for the Siege Tanks on the low ground. Hero hesitates, and he will lose the last of his Zealots. Meanwhile, an Immortal will fall in the mineral line. Byun going all out here, targeting down as many units as he can, even lifting up in the medevac. Hero down 20 supply. Back at the home base of Byun, though, he still has no other command center, and there's still 40 probes to 27. If Hero can somehow push this back, he may have a chance here. It's just looking so tough at this point. The Siege Tank's doing a ton of damage. The sentry's starting to fall. GG! Byun takes Hero out 2-0 here in our first opening match of the GSL Code S Season 3. And this time Byun looking a lot more confident, not clutching his heart. Gerard comes in, he greets him with a smile. Great play from our Ghost King. May want to change his ID to the King of Marine Tank. After this, Hero, you can see him even shaking in his booth, shaking with anger, with frustrations, with sadness, as is such when you lose 2-0 against any opponent. Well, up next, we are going to have Curious against Seed. The map will be Atlantis Spaceship. We're going to have a short break before that. But what a match. Okay, Byun going Marine Tank in both games. The second game, much more all-in. No command center in play. No engineering bay upgrades. Just going purely for that quick upgrade with Stim. And he hid his build so well. If it had been shown any other way, and Hero would have gotten his robotic support bay faster. He probably would have considered making more cannons. He made one cannon, he canceled the second one, then he made a third one. He didn't know the push was coming that quickly. It was such a rapid attack, and man, oh man, was it hard to hold. By the way, guys, during this little bit of downtime, make sure you go on Twitter, follow GOMTV, go to Facebook, and add Global GOMTV there. Like that page, support them there. You can follow myself at ProxyWolf. Please do all of these things while you're sitting there getting pumped up for our next match, because I know you guys are going to enjoy it. Tweet at me as well what you think of the broadcast, and during the break I'm going to be checking as many tweets as I can, try to get the feedback from you guys about these matches, see who you guys really think is going to get out, and how, as the group dynamic changes, what you guys are thinking about not only the builds of the players, the strategies we've seen, and also who you think is going to get out now that we've seen already such a dominant Byun in a group where he may face even another Protoss with similar strategies. You know, this is such a group for all of these players to struggle to prepare for, because in this group we have all races. We have 2 Protosses, but we have 1 Zerg and 1 Terran. So if you're a Protoss, you have to prepare for Protoss, Terran, and Zerg. That's very difficult, but the same can be said of all the other races. So a very tough group to prepare for. You don't know who's going to win. You don't know who's going to be in your second phase. Now, to explain the way this group works, it's actually the best way a group can be made ever. You have 2 players play against each other, then the other 2 players play against each other. The winners face each other. The winner of the winners match goes on, advances into the next round of Code S. The loser of the winners match plays against the winner of the losers match. So the losers play against each other, and then the winner of the losers match will play against the loser of the winners match, and then the winner of that match will be the second player to advance. The third place player will be sent to the up and down matches, and the fourth place player will go, I believe, to the round of 48 of Code A. Actually, third place, I believe, gets to the round of 36, and fourth place is the round of 48. Correct me if I'm wrong on Twitter. Feel free to do that. We're going to take a 5-minute break. I'll see you guys when we get back.
Oh, nice. More Zealots.